Welcome to a quick presentation and demonstration on document security with ControlSuite. Though ControlSuite can be used in many different ways to secure your documents, but in today's presentation I will focus on one of the key aspects called redaction. So what is redaction? I have a definition here from the National Archives of UK. But essentially, in common terms, it is the process in which we want to protect some part of the information on a document before that document is shared with others. This can take many different forms. It could be protecting sensitive information by a government agency, or it could be protecting private information of customers and patients by a healthcare industry, or it could be client information from a legal firms. So there are many different ways that organization would need to do redaction on their documents. ControlSuite can help organizations with this process in many different ways, because ControlSuite can offer the capture of information or capture of documents from multiple different sources. And when it is working on those documents, during the process of understanding and looking through the content on the document, ControlSuite is able to redact any required information on the documents, and you will see this in the presentation. It could be information that the user actively inputs, or it could be information that has been predefined to be redacted from certain types of document. So the whole process can be automated, and the capture source could be anywhere from a multifunction device, a mobile device, a scanner, or even files on your desktop. And because ControlSuite connects with a lot of output processes, we can produce this redacted document and pass it on to the process on the outside. Again, it could be an email, it could be a printed document, it could be a document archive like SharePoint or any of the document management systems that we support, or a simple output to a file folder. In my demonstrations today, I will cover two use cases which are very common and which will give you a good idea about the redaction capabilities of ControlSuite. But we have to keep in mind that ControlSuite is a very configurable tool, and we will be able to configure ControlSuite to meet your unique requirements of redaction. My use cases are for demonstrations where I'm using either a file on my desktop or a scanned document, but we can use any of the capture tools that are available for ControlSuite to do the redactions. So redaction is a very common activity in legal firms, where before they share the documents, case notes or case files with other government agencies or other law firms, they have to hide their clients' information for the sake of privacy. And in a typical organization without advanced tools, somebody would have to go through these documents page by page, and they have to redact the information, and this can be very laborious and slow process because of the number of pages and number of documents that they might have to share. ControlSuite can automate this into a simple and a fast process for either paper or electronic documents, and I will show you a demonstration of an electronic document. Here on my VM I have a PDF file which is a typical law firm document, and I have to share this with my supporting law firm. But before I share this document, I have to redact the identity of my clients, and so I have to redact the second name of my clients. So it is very easy with ControlSuite. I would be able to right click on the document, and utilizing the ControlSuite desktop integration, I would be able to use a workflow which has been created called redact and return, and this will redact any word or words that I enter here separated by a semicolon. I want to redact this second name, Bernard and Anderson. I have separated them with a semicolon, and when I say send, this document is uploaded to the ControlSuite server, where the ControlSuite OCR engine goes through the document page by page, word by word, and wherever it finds those words that I have entered in that field, it will redact those words from the PDF file. It will also take them away from the search field of the PDF file. So it will be a truly redacted document, and it will send that document as per the workflow to my email. So if I log into my email, I should have a new email which says your file with redaction. So I know that this is the document that I have just done. If I download this document and open with PDF, I will be able to see that it has been redacted for all the words that I had mentioned in that string, in which in my case it was the second name of the my client. So it has gone through page by page, and on every page wherever any of those two second names were mentioned, the application ControlSuite has redacted that from the PDF file. And as I said earlier, they have also been redacted from the search layer of the PDF file as well. So in this example, as I said, I will just recap that I had only entered two words, but if I wanted any words or phrases that I enter here separated by a semicolon, all those words or phrases will be redacted from the PDF file. So as you can see, this will save a lot of time and effort from a law firm perspective, where before sharing any 50-page, 100-page file, they can quickly run a redaction exercise on this and redact any information that they want to redact from the file. And in my example, it was a email, but if required, it could be back on this folder, or it could be to a document management system of their choice. Back on my presentation, my second demonstration will be about redaction in healthcare. Redaction is again very common in healthcare, where the healthcare providers have to share a lot of information about their patients and clients, but they have to maintain the privacy and confidentiality of their client, and so they need to redact the names and date of birth and other details or email addresses of their client. And this can take a lot of time and effort from the caregiving and admin staff at healthcare hospitals and clinics to redact information before sharing, and it can be very erroneous process. But with ControlSuite, these can be automated, and in my presentation today I will show you how, using a scanning device like a multifunction device, we can scan a piece of paper, and by selecting certain redaction components, I will be able to redact any information that I want to redact from the scanned document. So here on my demo VM, I have a document which I will scan using a simulator, which is a demo healthcare file, in which I would like to redact the name and the email address, in this example, of the patient that I'm scanning for. So I have this simulator. This is simulating what you could see on your multifunction device, your copier and scanner. So on copier and scanner, as you know, with ControlSuite we can create multiple different workflows for print and scan. In this example, I have a few of them, but we would be using redact and email. So I, as a caretaker of a patient, would have a piece of paper which is the patient record, and I want to redact and email that to somebody. So I would go up to the MFD and click on the workflow that I require, and I can now enter words that I want to redact here. So in this case, I want to redact the name. So the name appears in this format, and I will enter that. Again, in this case also, if required, I could enter multiple terms or multiple names as required. I also have this functionality here where by a simple checkbox I can redact any email which occurs on the document. So this is a regular expression based redaction. So the system ControlSuite will look at every scanned page, and if it finds any email, it will redact that email. So similarly, as you can understand we can do any kinds of redaction which are regular expression based, like email, dates, patient number, record numbers, or whichever information can be expressed as a regular expression, we would be able to redact that information. So in this case, by scanning a document now, it will redact Jane Smith and her email which occurs on the document. So I will just go ahead and scan a piece of paper which I have entered into the system. With that, now back on my email, now I would see that I would have received an email with the redacted terms that I entered in the MFD while scanning. So pathology report redacted, I can download and open that. So patient name Jane Smith and the email has been redacted in the output file. So you can see that it is very easy, fast, and very less prone to errors. Redaction can be done using ControlSuite. And as I said in the middle of my presentation, I gave you some examples in which the output was email and the input was either a file on the desktop or a piece of paper on the scanner. But back on the presentation, as you know that with ControlSuite, because we can input from various different sources and output to various different sources, we can utilize any of those sources to get the files, look through those files, content aware scanning, and redact any piece of information that is required, and we can equip your organization to engage in digital workflows of tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today.